Hey, I'm NoSec, and welcome to the first episode of the Bug Bounty 101 series. I want to keep this short, practical, and real. What bug bounty is, why people do it, and how I personally approach looking for security issues. But first, a heads up. Everything I talk about here is for authorized, controlled environments only. Don't test live systems without permission. Seriously, don't be that person. So, what is bug bounty? In plain terms, companies and platforms reward folks who find and responsibly report security problems in their systems. That reward can be anything from recognition to cash, and sometimes both. People jump into bug bounty for lots of reasons. To learn faster, to build a portfolio, or to earn some extra cash. But let me be real. It's not a shortcut to getting rich overnight. The space is crowded. Lots of people chase the same programs and the same classes of bugs. That said, if you get good, stay consistent, and work smart, you can absolutely make solid money from it long term. It's a grind more than a lottery. Before you do anything, learn the rules. Every program has a scope. Which domains, apps, subdomains are fair game, and which are off limits. Read that scope carefully. If you find an issue, follow responsible disclosure, so report it privately to the program, give them reasonable time to fix it, and don't publish the full details unless they say it's okay. Reputation matters in this community. Play it straight and people will take you seriously. What skills matter? Start with the basics. HTTP, status codes, headers, cookies. Know how forms and sessions work. Learn some HTML because a lot of problems show up on the client side. Get comfortable in the terminal. You'll be typing curl, running small scans, parsing output. Tools are great. Burp Suite for inspecting and tampering with traffic, AFUF or Deer Search for fuzzing hidden paths, SchoolMap for automated SQLI checks, HTTPX for quick probes. But tools don't replace thinking. Always ask yourself what you're doing and why. My usual workflow is simple and repeatable. Recon, triage, POC, report. I gather public info first. Robots.txt, sitemaps, DNS, open directories, public APIs, just what's publicly available. That shows me the attack surface without touching anything. Then I triage the interesting endpoints. Authentication flows, file uploads, API endpoints, admin panels. Those are usually the best spots to focus on because they accept input and often do something with it. When you find something, aim for a minimal, reproducible proof of concept. The POC should show the problem clearly and safely. If you can demonstrate it read-only, even better. Don't make destructive changes. Capture the exact request you sent, the server's response, timestamps, and any relevant headers or cookies. Screenshots and saved request files are gold for a good report. Speaking of reports, structure them. Start with a short summary of the issue and the potential impact, then list step-by-step reproduction instructions, exact URL, HTTP method, request body if any, and the response you saw. Add suggested fixes for SQLI, say, use parameterized queries, Toskai prepared statements. For auth issues, propose stricter server-side authorization checks. For CSRF problems, recommend a proper CSRF token. Also include a risk rating, low, medium, high, or critical, and explain why you rated it that way. Keep the tone technical but helpful. Remember, your report's goal is to help the devs fix the problem, not to flex. One common misconception I see a lot. People think bug bounty is an easy way to get rich. That's not the case. There's heavy competition, especially on public programs. Many hunters are fast, experienced, and automated. That's why learning pattern recognition and building good habits is more valuable than chasing every shiny tool. If you put in the work and develop a strategy, like focusing on a niche, building custom tooling, or mastering a particular class of bug, you can do really well. But it takes time and consistency, not luck. Now let me show you what Recon actually looks like in practice. I'm going to do a quick live demo right now using OWASP Juice Shop. It's a deliberately vulnerable web application you can run locally on your own machine. Totally safe, totally legal, designed for learning. I've got it running here on localhost port 3000. Let's start with the absolute basics. Read-only reconnaissance. First thing I always check, robots.txt. This file often reveals paths that developers don't want crawlers to index, but it's publicly accessible. Let me grab it. Nice. Look at what we found. Just one disallowed path, /FTP. When developers explicitly block something in robots.txt, it usually means there's something interesting there. I'm noting this down immediately in my recon log. All right, next step. Let's check the HTTP headers. Headers can tell us a lot about the server stack, security posture, and sometimes even version numbers. Interesting. I can see some security headers are present. X-frame options is set to samey origin, which prevents clickjacking. That's good. X content type options is set to nosnif, also good. But look what's missing. There's no content security policy header, which makes XSS attacks easier. There's also no strict transport security header, which means no forced HTTPS. Let me log these findings. Now let's visit that path we discovered earlier. Let me check out /FTP. There we go. A publicly accessible directory listing with some really interesting files. Look at this. We've got a quarantine directory, several markdown files like acquisitions.md and legal.md. And here's where it gets interesting. There's a KeePass database file called incidentsupport.kdbx that likely contains passwords. We've also got backup files like package.json.back and coupons_2013.md.back. An encrypted announcement file that's quite large, the encryption script itself, encrypt.pic, an Easter egg file, and a suspicious_errors.yml file. This is a serious information disclosure issue. Sensitive files are just sitting here publicly accessible. Let me document all of this. So that's the flow. Discover something, document it immediately with exact commands, exact timestamps, and visual evidence. I've got 3 findings from just 5 minutes of basic recon, all read-only, all safe, all documented. This is your raw material. When you write your report later, you'll have everything you need. The exact steps to reproduce, the evidence, the timestamps, and your initial impact assessment. Note everything. Exact URLs, parameter names, any odd headers, response codes, anything unusual. This is low-impact info gathering, but it sets up everything that comes next. If you want to deepen your skills next, focus on HTTP internals, session and auth models, and client-side security patterns. Read real-world write-ups. They teach you how recon turns into an exploit and how to craft a concise report. Join the community. HackerOne and BugCrowd blogs, Slack and Discord groups, write-ups on GitHub. Those are great learning sources. And Run Labs. DVWA, OWA, SP, Juice Shop, WebGoat. These let you practice without risk. One last pro tip. Document everything. Date, exact request, response, any logs, and screenshots. If a developer asks for a way to reproduce, you want to hand them something precise. That's how your report moves from interesting to actionable. In the next episode, we're going to do a proper info gathering session on a public, authorized target. I'll show you my exact recon checklist, the commands I run for speed, and how I turn those raw hits into a tidy set of findings ready for a POC. Again, ethical, authorized, and controlled. If you like this intro, smash that subscribe button, drop a like, and tell me in the comments what you want to see next. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy hacking.